Oh, it is week number 2 in college football here on Sea Cruise Sports, and I'm going to reveal to you some of my week 2 predictions that were kind of, noteworthy. Okay, right now we're talking about week 2 major games. Now I'm going over all my predictions. I'm over 85% correct on my predictions, and I'm going to go through some crazy games. Let's get started. Number 1. All right, I went over the Michigan Army game, right? Listen, here's what I have to say about that. Just listen to what I had to say in regards to the toughness of their opponents. And that's really good for a resume for the college football playoff from the committee, especially if Army and Middle Tennessee do as well as everyone thinks they will. We're going to call this one a tough game. A tough game. I called that crap, and you know what? I felt like Army was the better team in that, and I knew Michigan was going to struggle. Anyway, moving on, my prediction was correct that Michigan would win the game, but it would be a tough game. Final 2 overtimes, 24-21. In regards to... All right, now listen. Okay, moving on. All right, so Texas A&M versus Clemson. I figured that Texas A&M was going to be great this year, but they were going to lose to Clemson. You say to yourself, okay, Clemson is amazing. Everyone predicted they would win. Yeah, that is correct, but I'm just telling you right now, 24-10? Come on. And Texas A&M, yeah, they're going to lose some games, but they played a really good game. All right, moving on to the next one. LSU versus Texas. I got a lot of haters in the beginning of my prediction video saying, oh, Texas is back. Texas is going to run the table. Hell no. LSU beat them 45-38, and to be honest with you, I felt like LSU dominated the game. Texas put up a good fight, but did they lose? Absolutely. Predicted months ago, Texas is not back. Moving on to the next game. I predicted that Missouri would be good this year. And in fact, so good that they would be a contender to go to the championship game. They slaughtered West Virginia, okay? Not a big deal. But the prediction was, and if you see I lost last week, I'm going to admit that they lost to Wyoming. Wyoming's way better. If you look at my top Power 5, non-Power 5 teams, Wyoming is in the mix. But bottom line is Missouri beat West Virginia. A lot of people, and including Vegas, were not saying that they're going to beat them 38-7. I predicted that they were correct. Number 2. Listen, Vanderbilt versus Purdue. Again, you're going to probably turn the video off, but listen. People were saying that Vanderbilt was going to be good this year and Purdue was going to suck. Listen, I predicted that Purdue was going to suck also, but they were still going to beat Vanderbilt. Prediction correct. Next game, Tennessee versus Brigham Young. I think Tennessee is so bad. I predicted they would win their first game and they would maybe beat in their third game, but they would lose everything else. And I have Tennessee fans up in arms, especially with like Uncle Lou, BBD, other channels that predict Tennessee to be really good. Jeremy Pruitt. They lost to Brigham Young 29-26. Next prediction, Ole Miss versus Arkansas. Ole Miss won that game. All right, moving on. Colorado versus Nebraska. This is a huge one. Okay, Nebraska is back. Are you kidding me? Nebraska lost to Colorado. Colorado is no team that had the hype that Nebraska had. Nebraska goes in. This is a rivalry game that goes back years and years when they were both in the Big 12, and Nebraska screwed the pooch on this one. Listen, they had the game won in the first half, but their defense and their I don't know what it was, coaching, conditioning, you name it. Colorado ended up coming back to win this game. It went to overtime. Unbelievable. All right, Stanford versus USC. Stanford top 25 ranked. I knew that Stanford was going to be okay. They're not going to be great this year. And people were predicting USC to be a slouch team. I predict them to be decent, but they got to face Utah. They got to face Oregon, Washington. Even Washington State's in the mix. USC is not going to be that great, but I predicted that Stanford was not going to do well. I had USC winning this game. That's a win for me. All right, here's where a couple games were that I went wrong. Obviously, listen, Maryland versus Syracuse. Did anyone predict that Maryland was going to beat them 63-20? I definitely did not have them beating Syracuse 63-20. Unbelievable. I was completely wrong. I'm going to admit that one. Next game that I was completely wrong on, North Carolina. Mac Brown has obviously made an influence at North Carolina. You got to give Mac Brown tons of credit. Miami, what is going on with Miami, right? They're going to be another slouch team this year. A lot of us that predict games and predict seasons, we're going to eat this one big time. Miami is 0-2. North Carolina is 2-0. I had them going like maybe 1 or 2 wins for the entire season. Good job, Mac Brown. Good job, North Carolina. You are the surprise team of the year so far. The next one. Listen, this was a total troll prediction, and I know I'm going to feel a lot of pain from some of the people that follow my channel. I had Cincinnati beating Ohio State, their only loss that was going to be like really crazy this year. They walloped Cincinnati 42-0. Good job, Buckeyes. You should have beat them, but it was my troll prediction that was completely incorrect. And that is the end of my video today. There were a bunch more predictions that were, right and wrong, but bottom line is those are the ones I thought that made the difference. Tell me what you think.